Hi guys, Will here from WP Trading and welcome back. So just back on pound dollar today, and aside from actually taking a trade with you, which we'll do in a second, I want to explain what a mechanical entry trigger is, because I know that a lot of traders out there, their biggest problem is they often feel like they have a quote unquote strategy, but the problem is it's either so complex that they can't actually follow it, or it involves just so much discretion, so much emotion, that the setups that they're actually looking for either change every single time, and I'll explain why in a second, or when their setups do occur, they're either A, too afraid to actually take them because they start thinking, is this setup correct or not? Or B, they take the trade and then instantly feel unsure about it, feel uneasy about it, panic starts to set in, that kind of thing. And then that leads to moving the stop loss around, moving the take profit around, worrying when it heads into profit and thinking, should I close this early? Or worrying when it heads into a loss and thinking, Christ, please not another loss. And overall, it's just a complete mess of worry, stress, doubting the trade, doubting themselves and their strategy, and so on. That's no way to trade, is it? And maybe you can relate to that. Whereas with a mechanical entry trigger, okay, and I'm actually waiting for one of my entry triggers to form right now, which will happen in a minute, and I'll walk you through it, which is the entry trigger behind my session momentum strategy. And as soon as the rules are actually met, the entry trigger literally tells you exactly where to buy, exactly where to place a stop loss and a take profit, and you're done. Walk away, leave the trade alone completely, to just run to what's called stop or target. Okay, you either let your stop loss get hit or you let your profit target get hit. Completely hands off, no stress, no worry, no doubt, no adjusting anything, no analysis, trying to draw levels, trend lines, indicators, none of it. You just literally wait for the rules to be met, take the trade, go away. Sit on your hands is the best way to describe it, really. And again, that is exactly what you're about to watch me do in a second. But just imagine that for a second. Just imagine knowing exactly what you're looking for, right down to the candlestick, the market, and the time of day, right? And then when that occurs, exactly where to buy or sell, exactly where to put a stop loss and a take profit, again, right down to the exact price. And then better still, having the freedom to not have to do anything else. No adjustments, no early exits due to fear or greed. In fact, none of that worry that burns away at you as you wonder, should I even be in this trade or not, right? Or that, it's that uneasy feeling, isn't it, that sits in your stomach saying, is my stop in the right place? Is my target in the right place? Will this trade even work out? Or am I about to just pour even more money down the drain with yet another loss? All of that is genuinely a distant memory that you will be laughing about when you have mechanical rules to follow and an entry trigger to use. In fact, check out this email that I got from a newer client of ours, George. He says, loving the program, Will, systematic and precise. These are real, successful, repeatable and professional strategies. And then he goes on to say, I only wish that I found you a year ago. See, I hear that all the time. In fact, maybe you've been there, the person watching this video. Maybe you've bought the cheap, useless, technical or fundamental analysis courses. Maybe you've been burned by the bots, the account management services that are all just complete rubbish. I hear that day in and day out, seriously, but that will all change for good when you learn my mechanical rules, just like it did for George. You'll finally be trading with a simple, precise, systematic process. That's the word, process. Okay, anyway, let's get this trade taken. I'll pause this for now, and I'll come back to you when the entry trigger is actually on screen, and then we'll walk through that together. Back soon. Okay, so just back, and what we are looking at here, so this exact 5-minute candle at this exact location is what we call our entry trigger. It's the entry trigger behind this strategy. Okay, so as soon as this closes, which it's actually about to do, there we go. So just let me get this in. I've got my deal ticket filled out already. Give me a second. Okay. Right, so let me get this in. There we go. So let me just nudge the stop loss up to the exact price that the strategy is actually telling us to place it at. So that's 1359 spot 8. Okay, there we go. And let me get the take profit set where, again, the strategy tells us to place that at, which is down at 13544 spot 6. There we go, perfect. And believe it or not, that's us done now. So there's nothing else to do here whatsoever. And see, most traders out there, they can't even see these setups that are literally staring them in the face on a daily basis. In fact, maybe you can't yet see these mechanical triggers either, which proves my point, right? But most traders out there, as crazy as this sounds, they actually don't have an exact, precise, repeatable process like this that never changes and that actually tells them exactly what to do and where and when to do it. Most traders out there will have support lines on the charts, resistance lines on the chart, 1, 2, 3 different indicators enabled, 2 or 3 different, who knows, supply zones that they're thinking about using, 2 or 3 different demand zones that they're thinking about using. And with all of that, they're trying their best to decide where to take a trade. See, those are the words that should stand out there. Thinking about, deciding upon, or in other words, using discretion, right? Which actually means that their actions change every single day, and therefore the trade setups change every single day, and therefore their results change every single day. See, Warren Buffett said it best when he said, an idiot with a plan beats a genius without a plan, right? That's why trading is such a roller coaster for most traders out there, because their whole quote unquote strategy rests on discretion itself. So again, thinking about, deciding upon, it's all guesswork, isn't it? And if you're trading using those discretionary methods, maybe you feel like you're on a roller coaster every day. And if so, that's no way to trade, is it? Like I said earlier, especially not when simple, repeatable, mechanical entry triggers like this one that you're actually seeing me trade here, that I use, that my team use, that my clients use, to actually pull money out of the markets consistently without any of that stuff, actually exists. Again, without any analysis, without the supply or demand zones, without any support or resistance lines, without any indicators, and so on and so forth. But with that said, I will say one thing. This trade could well be a loss, okay? And I'm open to that happening if it actually happens. Not every trade is a win, okay? In fact, the win rate behind this strategy, depending on the target that you actually select, hovers around roughly 47%-ish, which when you're risking 1 to make 2, like you're seeing me do here on this trade, that is an edge over the market, because half of the time you lose 1, pretty much, give or take, and then the other half of the time you make 2, right? That is how you pull money out of the markets consistently, and that is all that you need to actually build a trading career and really make this a full-time venture. And if you had the rules behind this strategy, you could actually build a trading career using it. It isn't the holy grail, okay, far from it. I'll make that very clear. But, well, let me show you the data for, let's say, last year. Okay, so let me pull this up. Now, each trade, as it triggers every day, on each of the markets that we actually apply this to, is then added to this sheet. Okay, so again, the exact market at the exact time, the exact entry price of the trigger, the outcome of the trade, everything, so that we can actually see, track, and verify performance in real time. Okay, and as you can see here, this entry trigger applied to this specific market, taking just the 1 trade per day, actually brought in 52R last year with a 3R target in use. And that 2%, for example, that is a 104% account gain without factoring in compounding and so on and so forth. I mean, imagine that for a second. Okay, imagine spending, roughly an hour trading every morning, if not slightly less, 1 trade per day, and growing your account by that amount. Okay, again, no analysis whatsoever, almost no chart time whatsoever compared to a lot of traders out there, especially compared to the guys who sit staring at the charts all day and who lose money anyway, right? Would you be happy with that percentage gain? If so, you should, well, I'd suggest that you book a call with me using the link in the description so that we can actually get you the rules if you'd like to learn them, of course. But anyway, with that said, let's let this trade play out for now. Okay, I've got what time is it? I've got a coaching call with one of our new mastermind clients on the hour. So let me go and get that done whilst this does its thing in the background. Let's see where we end up. And I'll come back to you with an update on this later on. Back soon. Right guys, just back, and we're getting there slowly. So headed in the right direction and a slow, steady market again today. But again, like I said earlier, even if price does turn around and stop me out here, it's largely irrelevant, okay? Because by just repeating the rules here, day in and day out, we know that in the long term we will come out ahead. Because again, we have a statistical edge over the market. So as always, there is nothing to do here but stay sat on the hands, stay patient. So I'll do just that, and I'll come back to you later on when we're either stopped out or we're at target. Back soon. Okay, so just coming back to this now, and we've actually had to hold this into the close on Friday. And as you can see, in the early hours of the morning last night, price actually opened up and then drifted down to our profit target, which was a nice thing to wake up to this morning, that's for sure. You can't complain waking up to £1,335 added to your bank balance without doing a single thing, can you? Anyway, so that's that. Nothing else to cover here other than just asking that question again, really. Would you enjoy trading this way? By just, again, coming into the market in the morning, knowing exactly what market to trade, exactly what your entry trigger is, and when it occurs, take the trade, place your stop loss, place your target, walk away, done. Would that make your trading easier? Your life easier? If so, again, book in a call with me. I'll put a link to my calendar in the description for you. And if you're a good fit to work with us, then I'll actually hand over the rules whilst we're on the call together. And then you can put the guessing behind you, put the hoping behind you, get rid of the thinking, predicting, the analysis and so on, and just strip trading right back to a set of rules. Again, my calendar link is in the description for you if you feel like that'd be something that would help. Anyway, hopefully you've enjoyed taking a look inside one of my entry triggers today. And yeah, I'll see you back here next time. Bye for now.